All right guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Trey. Work here at Auto Shop Maui part-time. Today we got another fun build slash project. It's gonna be my personal car here. And what we got for you guys is a 2016 Mustang GT in all of her glory and all of her beauty. And you know, we got a big project. We're gonna be throwing some boost on her. So I bought an On3 Performance twin turbo kit. A lot of boxes here for us to unbox and go through and install. I got 6 days, so it's gonna be a little time sensitive. I'm sure we'll be all right on that. But yeah, let's get rolling. This will probably be a multi-part build, you know, from pulling the motor to getting things installed. We're gonna go through all the little details, hopefully, as much as we can at least. If you guys plan on doing this in the future, we'll give you guys a review, all that good stuff. But let's get it started. We'll start this video off probably with an unboxing. So we got a lot of stuff to go through. Let's head on over. All right guys, so I got the GoPro mounted up on my head now. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at all the different boxes we got. It's gonna be a while, so bear with me. You know, really interesting stuff. But here we got what looks like a mid-pipe adapter. It's probably to connect to your exhaust from the downpipe. There's 2 of those right here. Pretty simple stuff. Here is, this looks like it's part of the manifold maybe. I think the turbo mounts here, the wastegate, the whole shebang. We'll look through the instructions, we'll figure that out. I think it's also part of the mid-pipe, or the downpipe, sorry. Obviously we got a bung in here, so there's that. And here's the other side. On here we have a bunch of clamps. So we got some V-band clamps, some T-clamps, all that good stuff. You know, got a lot of piping to go through, so we're obviously gonna need a bunch of that. Here on this side, it looks like this here is gonna be most of our downpipe. Cut this open this bad boy up. Looks like it's got a bracket here, so you can bolt under the car. I believe I saw that in the instructions. Real nice stuff. I'm really surprised at how awesome this thing looks in person. They get a lot of bad rep because of, you know, how cheap the kit is itself. If you go online, you can price it out for as low as $4,000. After all the stuff I bought here, you know, after all the add-ons and my fuel system and whatnot, it comes out to about $8K, but still yet, this is some awesome stuff. Here it looks like this is part of the downpipe as well. You have this little moon shaped here. That is for the steering column, I believe. So when it's in the car, the steering column comes down and gives you a little space for it to rotate freely without causing any issues there. So that's that. Obviously a bunch of couplings for our intercooler. You know, pretty simple stuff. A bunch of different stuff. In here I have a separate box. This does not come with the kit, but I figure I'm pulling the entire motor out, so I figure it's probably a good idea to do this while I'm out there. But we got oil pump gears as well as the crank sprocket. So billet oil pump gears, crank sprocket. I believe these are Ford Performance, is what I went with. You know, a lot of guys go with the Boundary, but I went with the Ford Performance. There was a deal going on, so I ended up buying these instead. Next box here we have, what do we have in here? So it looks like alternators. So yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with the kit, this kit actually requires you to switch the 2015 through 17 alternator for a 2011 through 2014 alternator, and that is due to the fact that this piece right here, this connector, typically it sticks out on the side here, and so what happens is when you run the downpipe, the connector and the wire actually gets caught up with the piping. So what they do is you switch this back to the 13 or 14 alternator, and it plugs into the back, gives you clear room through here. So you definitely need that. It doesn't actually say that in the instructions, but I believe on the site somewhere it does say that. So there is an alternator there. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. It's gonna be a mess in here. Next box, here we have a few things. So we got a couple gauges. I bought a, what is this? Oil pressure gauge. You know, you got your big three: air, fuel, boost, and oil pressure. So I bought an oil pressure gauge for one. Number two, we have a boost gauge here. However, I ended up getting a boost controller, so I'm probably not even going to use this. But these are just really cheap. They're called Hot System. I bought them on Amazon for like $30 a piece. But I've heard pretty good reviews on them, so I didn't mind. I didn't want to spend $100+ per gauge, so we just went with these. However, for the wideband, I did go a little more expensive, and I went with Innovative Motorsports. But in here we have the wideband, our bung there, our actual gauges in there. So we will go through installing this, all that good stuff. Really, really important for tuning, so had to get me a wideband. So wideband out of the way. In here, I also bought this. This thing was like 20 bucks. I know you can get a car specific one, but that was like 70 bucks. So we're just gonna put this probably in the car and bolt it up to the already existing A-pillar beam. That way, you know, it's probably not gonna look the prettiest, but at least it'll be there in front of me for me to look, and I'm not spending 100 bucks on just a little plastic piece. So that is our gauge box right there. Move that on over. In this box we have more piping. Oh, this is the turbo manifold. So very, very important stuff. Turbo manifold, I'm not sure what the diameter is on these kits. I'll have to go look it up, but yeah, this is what it looks like here. Obviously turbo comes up here, bolts up to the side of the motor. It looks super dope, and you'll gap a lot of people. So yeah, turbo manifolds in this box. Moving on, get this bad boy out of the way. Here we have the other piece of the downpipe, other side. So here, fuel system. So I am not going to be running E85, mostly because that here on Maui we do not have an E85 station or any means of getting that. There are some C16 places, but they sell them for about $25 a gallon. It's just really not worth it, being that gas is already about $5 here. So I'm just going to run the highest fuel we have here is 92. So I'm going to be running that with some octane booster to hopefully give me a jump. So we'll work on the fueling there, but for now we're just going to get a fuel pump booster. And I have FIC 1000 injectors. However, they should be coming in the mail today. So after I go home tonight, I'll pick them up. I'll bring them back to the shop tomorrow. So that is going to be the fuel system. Basically super simple, just injectors and a fuel pump booster. In here, it looks like we have, this is the intercooler piping. So I'm not going to take all of these out to look at it to show you, but yeah, these are all the intercooler piping pieces. Here you can see cold side, MAF air, or the MAF sensor right there. I'm not sure what size it is. I'll check on that for you guys, but yeah, these are all the different pieces here. What is this? Not sure, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, intercooler piping in there. Put that on the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this is the intercooler. If I'm wrong, then yep, intercooler. So real big boy intercooler with the On3 logo up front, or I thought it did. Where's it? There it is. So yeah, really nice intercooler here. They got the On3 performance sprayed across the front. There we go. There it is. Hopefully you guys can see that good, and my angle isn't crap. But we'll put that right there. So two hot sides obviously comes out to the cold side. Real nice stuff. It's gonna look real good in the front grille of the Mustang. And then I'll probably go through and do a grill delete, and that way we can be a little more of a show off. So intercooler, get that out of the way. In here, what is this? So open this up, On3 performance. Oh, this is the blow-off valve. So we got the blow-off valve here. Comes with your T, your bolts, your clamp, O-ring, just typical blow-off valve stuff there. get that out of the way. So this is, let's take a look at this. So this is a AC line. So the AC line actually needs to be extended in multiple places for if you want to keep it. I am going to keep it, so we'll go through that. There's a wire that needs to be extended, a harness that needs to be extended, then obviously this. For the build, we're going to be pulling out the motor, so it'll be a lot easier to see everything that we're doing and going through. Here we got some, this is like all of our oil fittings and whatnot. We are going to weld some bungs into the pan, hopefully, if Otto himself is willing to do so. I might need to go buy some fittings. I don't know if these are weldable. We'll take a look though when we get around to that. Some more hoses there. And here we have some spacers, some bolts. I believe this is for, I don't know. I remember seeing it inside of the instructions. I'm not sure what it is. This, I'm not sure what that is either. Anyway, going deeper into the box, we got more stuff. Spark plugs. So we got Brisk boost spark plugs. You can get these at the On3 site when you buy the kit. It's like a $70 upgrade, but 4 spark plugs. This here is going to be, I'm guessing this is the boost controller. Yeah. So this kit actually does come with a boost controller. I did not know that. However, after doing some research, I found that apparently this manual boost controller is not that good. So we do have another one. I bought an AEM. We'll get to that in the kit eventually. But yeah, so here we have the manual boost controller. Anything else in this box? Yeah, there are a couple things in this box still. Jesus, this thing runs deep. So it's another mounting bracket, some more bolts. Okay, so there's a T there. Hopefully we can use this T in the AEM boost controller, because I do not have a T to go off to both the wastegates. So hopefully we can use that. So we'll throw all this back in here. So this is a butt joint exhaust clamp for the deep pipe. Oh, this thing is fairly large. Just a little clamp there. This box is, so yeah, so these are the power wires / extensions. So you do need to reroute some of the wiring, actually a lot of the wiring in the car, and that's part of the reason why we're going to pull the motor out. And it's mostly because there's a lot of wiring that needs to be done, and a lot of adjustments. And so having the motor out of the car actually helps you quite a bit when it comes to putting these on. So box empty. Oops. Do we have that? Here it is. So in this box, 2 springs inside will make 11 psi. So the wastegates go up to 11 psi. You move the center, you get 7. I could have got this kit a little earlier, but they were in back order for the wastegates. That's another thing too. There's also an overflow tank that's supposed to come here, but they are also on back order. So I will keep pestering these guys until we get those, because it looks really nice in the engine bay. So we'll open these. I'm gonna assume that these are the wastegates here. Open this up. Yep, or this is a singular wastegate actually. Weird. Is there another one somewhere? So clamp here. Now I am a little worried because there has been, I've read a couple things on some forums saying that these wastegates are actually not the best. So we might look into upgrading in the future, or that's actually why I bought the boost cage, most because I didn't feel like over boosting. I don't think anybody does, but yeah. So these are the wastegates. 11-pound spring, obviously. You read the box. 11 pounds, 7 pounds. We're probably gonna pull out the 7-pound, or we're probably gonna run it at 7 pounds. Like I said, we don't have very good octane here in Hawaii. Therefore, I'd rather not risk it for the biscuit. I'll ask the tuner and see what they want for me to do. So, some fittings and all that stuff. So, wastegate number 1. So yeah, these are the meat of what you want to see. So these are the turbos. So let's see if we can find, there it is. So we have the On3 Performance 61mm turbos. It's just the journal ball bearing with the casting wheel. Do I wish I went with the ceramic? Yeah, probably. I definitely should have. If anything, I'll probably just get a different turbo completely. If anything, maybe I'll just upgrade to a billet wheel. We'll see, not sure yet. You know, we're just gonna focus on getting this install done first, and then we'll move on to the other things after that. So obviously one turbo, nice and big, your same size as your average Honda Civic, except we got two of these. So here's the other one. Okay, we'll do a little spinny boy, except my fingers are large, so I get stuck onto performance. So these housings actually come off. You know, we got a guy here at the shop who does some ceramic coating, or ceramic coating, what is it called? Anyway, but yeah, we'll get these maybe changed to what I'm thinking is like a black chrome, possibly red. We'll see. Like I said, we'll just focus on this install first, think about the pretty stuff later. So in here we have the power distribution block. This is like a plate, so the battery will rest on top, the fuse box is going to rest on the bottom, and this is going to go right into the front passenger seat, or behind the headlight, sorry. So another clamp here, and we got a bunch more clamps here. Looks like we got more clamps, and I'm assuming that these are going to be the bolts for the manifolds, the turbo manifolds, intercooler piping. In here we have the other wastegate. We got some, looks to be turbo filters. Hopefully this is the right size. They look fairly small, but we'll get these on eventually. And then down here we have the AEM boost controller, as I was saying earlier. So this will actually fit inside the little boost pod that we have here. So that was really nice. And then we're obviously not going to use the manual one because it sucks apparently. We'll see though. In this one we have some China stuff that's super nice, and I like to show off, so we had to get ourselves some hood struts because I'm sick of using that stupid prop rod. And then finally we got our other things, new oil filter, some antifreeze and coolant, and then our octane booster. But yeah, that is the gist of the kit. As you can see, it's a fucking mess. There's a lot of shit we gotta get done, so let's get going. Yeah, let's start pulling the car apart.